So grateful for all the time that she has spent and what she has done to build this program. And we are launching her with great enthusiasm into her nighttime gigs. I gotta come up with a better word than that, but you get the idea. So our speaker today is Russell Jensen, the ever-loving, open-hearted sunshine on wheels. And his topic is Father and Son, S-U-N, Son, celebrating Father's Day and Summer Solstice at New Thought Community.
Nice.
Yeah, nice, right? Yeah, I'll tell you more about him in a bit. But his practitioner is Reverend Michelle Pauls. Ever bringing the sacred ceremony, ever grounding us and lifting us at the same time. If you have anything in your life that is presenting as a challenge, don't we all? And if you have anything in your life that feels like a giant celebration and you want more, I know I do, fill out a prayer treatment request form. And Michelle will include you in her practice for the next 30 days. This is powerful, powerful manifestation. And Michelle is very practiced at it. She's praying anyway, so she might as well include your intentions and your abundance in her prayers. Be specific. The form is designed to assist you, so fill out those forms and allow her to include you. We're getting ready to sing together. Are you ready? Yes. All right, well, if you've got it in you, stand up. Come on, choir. And anybody who's ever been in choir who knows this song wants to sing. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you got to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for
Hi everybody, good morning.
Hi, Tina.
I'm so glad to see all of you. This is a time in our service where we ask all the ministers, minister interns, practitioner interns to circle the room. And we're gonna. You and I can be hanging out together. And this is our opportunity to add the names of anyone that is in our heart or on our minds today, anybody that might be struggling, anybody that we want to celebrate. And I will just start with my son, Michael McKinney. And we'll add all the spiritual leaders of this community and any all the children. Now take the opportunity to add your own name into the circle. Now, if there's anybody that's here for the very first time, no? All right, well, if it's just that, so we're just gonna draw up all this love and energy. We're gonna place one hand on our heart, one hand out to you. I'm so very, very grateful and thankful that you're here with us today. I know you could have been anywhere, and you chose to be here. For that, I am grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Good morning again. Hello. Oh, I know. I'm just in the way now. It's all you, Rob.
Give me some applause, please. That's really loud. All right. Yes, I don't. Thank you. I'm no hero. Hey, everybody. Rob Trice here with the announcements. How are you? Glad to see everybody's bright, shiny, happy, if not pale faces, since we've been indoors for the last 15 months. So everyone's looking better for it, I think. I am getting over a tiny little cold. I'm not shedding or anything like that. It's not COVID. It's just interesting to have a cold for like the first time in like a year and a half. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it's like to have a cold. So, I kind of had a kind of a rough night. Also, because it's 118 degrees outside, it never goes below 100 at night here in Fresno. I love you, Fresno. It was, I was up and down most of the night, and dreaming about seashells and xylophones.
Oh my God. What the heck?
Just random things you think of when you haven't had any sleep and too much caffeine before you go to bed. So the first thing I did, of course, was I got up this morning. I go, I can't just jump on the caffeine train. I got too much stuff going on today. I got to keep my wits about me. So it's ginger tea time, and I'm a huge fan of Yogi ginger tea.
Yes.
This is a 3-bag morning. Those of you who drink ginger tea may know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Usually it's like a 1-bag, but this is a 3-bag morning. So I pulled out my bags, and I was like, I need some inspiration. And so they have these little things, the little tags on the end of the tea, right? To read, that give you little points of inspiration. And you can always interpret it in your own way. So I'm like, okay, give me 3. I need 3 good ones this morning. Boom! And I'm out the door with my tea. So the first one is, be guided, listen to the whispers of the universe. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that. I can listen to the universe. I'm listening all the time. I'm in receive mode all the time. Let me know. The second one is, the brightness of your being is generated from within. I'm like, oh, that's very nice. Thank you, Yogi. So I can use that. And the third one, and it was, keep in mind, I've had like 2 hours of sleep. And so I read the third one. I go, I'm ready. Just hit me home. Trifecta. In order to be remembered, leave nothing behind but love. I'm like, in order to be remembered? What's happening today? Yogi, what are you saying? So, I'm going to open up a 4th one. We're going to balance the palette here. This is one that everybody can share together. Unity is the way of grace and harmony. Here we go. Why write a sermon if you got Yogi to do it for you? Welcome, everybody. So we've got a big community meeting. Every community is big and important. Since I'm the president now, I have to advertise. And I really, really, really want as many people to show up as possible because we're all brilliant people and we all have amazing ideas and we only meet once a month and this is like the time to like get it all out. We're gonna have it over in Harmony Hall at 11:30 or whenever service is over. A nice AC Harmony Hall. It's also going to be for the first time online, so there'll be we're gonna have it live for the first time. We're gonna have it live and it's gonna be online. So yeah, we're gonna have a Zoom room, so anybody who wants to join in the community meeting via Zoom can do so. And it'll be just one great, huge, happy family. Might be hard to take attendance. Give like 5 minutes for that, but we'll jump right into it. Every Tuesday now at 6 p.m. we're having a visioning group. Is that what we call it? Okay. Where we meet here, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A visioning group where people can come in and they can it's just another avenue to get together and share energy and as a community, and it's just another vector for the community to kind of get involved and say something at the visionary meeting that maybe you don't want to bring up at the community meeting or vice versa. Anyway, there's people here, there's ministers here, and they are amazing people. So please come to the visioning group at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays if you want to be involved with that. On Fridays now, the band and choir rehearsal is back. Because, we got to sing, we got to play. That's open to anybody. If you don't think you can carry a tune, we need you. If you think you can carry a tune, we need you. If you can play an instrument, we need you. Talk to Claudia or talk to Carol Ann if at all interested. And come on down at Friday at 5:30 and lend to our spirit and voice.
Except this week. It will be on Thursday.
Yes. Do that. Everything is open to change. So we have a calendar that's back, and you're going to notice it looks very bare bones because we're waiting for things to populate it again because, we've been in a pandemic for 15 months. If anybody is running or involved with an event attached to NTC or anything with NTC that deserves to go on the calendar, and a lot of everything deserves to go on the calendar, let me know so that I can update it. And I'm trying to get our online calendar back in fashion again. So all your input just helps me. So help me help you, I guess. That's a good phrase. I'm going to use that from now on. Next week, Reverend Bob Miller is providing the talk.
Woohoo!
Right here, same bat time, same NTC place. We're back at 10 a.m. as you can all see, as you've all noticed. And that is all I got. Carol Ann, I missed like 18 things, I'm sure.
No.
Okay, well then great. My job is done. Thanks, everybody.
How do you follow that? I mean, that's just hilarious. Thank you, Rick. He thinks he's sitting back there invisible, but anything is something like, hail to the chief, you gotta call him out. Hey, Rick, thank you for being our sound guy. Woo. Okay, so now I would like to invite up to the podium Warren Owens to lead us in our vision, mission, and purpose.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's good to see all these beautiful faces. We're going to do our vision, purpose, and mission. Our vision. We are
A spiritually empowered family
purpose.
to remember, experience, and connect with universal truth.
Mission.
Our New Thought community is a diverse spiritual family, guided by universal principles and devoted to the awakening to the divine presence within each of us. We are committed to loving, inspiring, and healing.
Oh.
Good job, Paul.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is just almost surreal to be standing up here again. It seems like it's been a year and a half. And what a wonderful day to be able to be up here, coming back together for the first time in so long, and to celebrate solstice and to celebrate the fathers and those who father. So I have just a couple of short readings. I did one, found one for the solstice, and this is from the Seasonal Soul. Since the winter solstice, the days have slowly growing longer as the earth tilts back towards the sun. In the darker days of winter, we wanted to be inside. Mentally, it was a time of dreaming, manifesting, and planning. But as the sun started tilting back towards the sun, as the earth started tilting backward towards the sun, our spirits began to wake up. We move out of the inward focused days and start stretching outwards. Here at the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, we are fully awake. Our spirits are alive, refreshed, renewed, energized, all the rich, good energy the sun brings. We are being bathed in the energy of the fire. The sun is literally the fire in the northern hemisphere as we all soak up that fierce, intense, electrifying, invigorating, exhilarating energy. So now is the time to embrace your fiery self, to soak up that energy and allow it to fuel you for what's next for you. And then my second reading is it's a poem for Father's Day, and it was by Anonymous. So I felt free to make a few little changes to it. I didn't think Anonymous would mind. So, God took the strength of the mountain, the majesty of the tree, the warmth of the summer sun, the calm of a quiet sea, the generous soul of nature, the comforting arm of night, the wisdom of the ages, the power of the eagle's flight, the joy of a morning in spring, the faith of a mustard seed, the patience of eternity, and the depth of family need. Then God combined these qualities and knew just what to call this beautiful charmer. His completed work was now what we call Father. So if you prepare yourself for treatment, just get comfortable in your chair and taking in a deep breath. And as we bring our attention to this wonderful home, our spiritual home of NTC, we feel the presence of the divine, of the source, of the one, of the all that is. And we feel this source within us and as us. And we feel this source loving through us, singing through us, hugging through us. We feel this present bringing everything that we need, the celebration, the clarity. And we are so grateful for this time of renewal and regeneration and regathering. And we release this into the law with its perfect and divine perfection, with the deepest of gratitude in our hearts and with deep and present joy. And we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
This is a meditation summer solstice song. Go ahead and close your eyes if you'd like, or whatever you feel like. I am the fire, it burns within your soul. I am the holy light that fills and makes you whole. I am the sun that will ever rise. Power of the sun, we honor you this night. We leap across the fire to keep our spirits bright. Power of the sun, fire in the night. We leave behind that which blinds to restore our sun. I am the fire that clears away the old. I am the holy light that guides you to your soul. I am the flame of love for which you yearn. I am the sun that will always return. Power of the sun, honor you this night. We leap across the fire to keep our spirits bright. Power of the sun, fire in the night. We leave behind that which blinds to restore our sun. Go ahead and open your eyes. Oh, well, this song is a Father's Day song. I wrote it for my father. My father made his transition last September, so he's finally got to hear the song.
Stay tuned for more clips.
I want to thank you, Daddy, eternally, for what you taught and didn't teach me. I want to thank you, Daddy, for all you let me be. I want to thank you, Daddy, forevermore, for your beliefs that I ignore. Thanks for all you taught and didn't teach me. You're a big devotee of a certain television station. Thanks for saving me from that abomination. Somewhere down the road I was allowed to think, and I broke free, and I'm so grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. I want to thank you, Daddy, for all you let me be. I want to thank you, Daddy, eternally, for what you taught and didn't teach me. I want to thank you, Daddy, for all you let me be. I want to thank you, Daddy, forevermore, for your beliefs that I ignore. Thanks for all you taught and didn't teach me. You've allowed me freedom from religion. You let me go my way and make my own decision. Somewhere down the road I was allowed to think, and I broke free, and I'm so grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful.
gratitude and humor all rolled into one. You gotta love that. Thank you, Debbie, for both of those wonderful songs that you brought to our attention and shared with us in such a generous way. I don't want to say too much about Russell because I want all the time for him. But Russell is one of those folks that quietly digs his roots in and spreads out when you're not watching. And pretty soon he's supporting and giving nourishment to and spreading love to everything around. In the way of trees, he's just ever changing, ever light, ever loving, and doesn't ever take himself too seriously. Russell Jensen. I know it's a lot, right?
Yeah, I want to echo what Michelle said. It's surreal to be back, and really, it's like folding a paper, but folding time, like going from the point that we were all together last, and then a whole year and a half, and now it's like we're back, and yeah, I'm just absorbing that. Yeah, I'm not talking to a computer screen. I'm seeing faces, and people are reacting to what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
Wow, people. Yeah, the title was Father and Son Day, and I last minute want to jump on this awesome bandwagon of promoting the Juneteenth holiday to a national holiday that was yesterday. And thanks to a more responsible and attuned friend, she posted this really cool piece of history that I want to read. That's a section of a letter from a freedman to his former slaver who had asked him to come back and work for him. And it's just a section, and it says, and so this is the freedman writing to the slaver. And he's in response to his letter. He says, "We have concluded to test your sincerity by asking you to send us our wages for the time we served you. This will make us forget and forgive old scores and rely on your justice and freedom in the future. I served you faithfully for 32 years, and Mandy, presumably his wife, 20 years. At $25 a month for me and $2 a week for Mandy, our earnings would amount to $11,680. Add to this the interest for the time our wages have been kept back, and deduct what you paid for our clothing, the 3 doctors' visits to me, and pulling a tooth for Mandy. And the balance will show what we are in justice entitled to. Please send the money by Adams Express in care of V. Winters, Esquire, Dayton, Ohio. If you fail to pay us for our faithful labors in the past, we can have little faith in your promises in the future. We trust the good Maker has opened your eyes to the wrongs which you and your fathers have done to me and my fathers, in making us toil for you for generations without recompense. Here, I draw my wages every Saturday night, but in Tennessee there was never any payday for the Negroes any more than for the horses and cows. Surely there will be a day of reckoning for those who defraud the laborer of his hire. In answering this letter, please state if there would be any safety for my Millie and Jane, who are now grown up and both good-looking girls. You know how it was with poor Matilda and Catherine. I would rather stay here and starve and die, if it come to that, than have my girls brought to shame by the violence and wickedness of their young masters." And the reason I was compelled to read this was I think it's such a perfect letter for the convergence of Juneteenth, solstice, and Father's Day, because Juneteenth for obvious reasons, and it's a letter from a father to another father, and asking us, as the sun does, to bring light to what was dark, and to look at things that we were blind to or ignorant of or refusing to look at. And I love and hope that this can be a letter from the past to us here today, asking for sincerity, asking for justfulness in our relationships, asking us to look at what we were not looking at or refusing to see, and asking for that to continue in our own lives and keep going. And I'm so happy and proud that I can confidently read this to an audience that says yes to all of that, and hopefully we can do justice and move to lighter, brighter, better days. So happy Juneteenth.
Yes.
And happy solstice, the longest day of the year. There's many cultural traditions that I'm still learning about and don't know very much about that celebrate solstice, that come from all over the planet and all throughout our different ancestors. I didn't celebrate solstice or the equinoxes growing up, but recently, past few years, I made it a New Year's resolution. I wanted to celebrate all the 4 sort of natural holidays, the solstice, the 2 solstices, and the 2 equinoxes. Oral tradition, as well as ancient archaeological sites and megaliths, has shown us that mankind has been studying and celebrating the summer solstice for thousands of years, on the exact same dates every single year. In most continents, there's 1 to several of these sites that demonstrate this, that the sun rises in this particular way in relationship to these megaliths on the exact same day and the exact same way for summer solstice, and which to me, it provides a certain amount of peace and groundedness in my life to know that there's something consistent in the world or outside the world, and that all the way to our ancient ancestors, from wherever they're from, have likely known about this and had some way to commemorate it in some major way. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the planet and the stars and this big cosmic clock that remains the same. I'm also grateful for all of you have taught me the different things about solstice. From those of you who are Wiccan or bring traditions from a lot of like the UK and Europe. I'm also grateful for Michelle Pauls and Ana Maria Lopez, who have brought these ancient Andean traditions to our community. That is another way of celebrating the solstice, and I encourage you to talk to them or some of their students about that. We're also having just a handful of us, if anyone wants to come and brave the heat, we're going to have a bonfire tonight to celebrate the solstice. Just let me know if you want our address. Yeah. Some of you are like, yeah, no. Is that going to be live streamed? Yeah. So I'm grateful. To me, just the concept of this star that's light years away and this planet that we're standing on has been in this revolution and dance for thousands of years, and that our ancestors have witnessed it in the same way we can witness it. It's grounding, it's peacemaking for me, and it just both affirms and transcends time and space all at once. And I'm really grateful to be spending this time and space with all of you on another solstice. One of my first memories of solstice, my for sure first memory of solstice, or knowing about what solstice was, I was driving from Fresno to Gilroy for an annual trip we went to my grandparents' house a lot, but we'd spend a week there once a year. And I was driving in the car on the 152. It was sort of the end of the day, and if you've ever taken the 152, it's mostly heading east, so it was just like an eternal sunset the whole drive home. And my grandfather mentioned, did you know it's the solstice today? And he explained it's the longest day of the year, and so on. And I was, I don't know, preteen or something, and it was just like all these lights clicking off in my head, like, oh yeah, the days do last longer in the summer. It's not just because it's more fun. And it was just one of those random memories that wasn't particularly special, but something in my heart and mind just bookmarked that, and I remember it so clearly. The colors of the sky, the colors of the car, and of course my grandfather, who was just an amazing man and who's passed for quite some time, but who I still can go to for support on that energetic memory, spiritual level when I need that, and it's wordless, but it's a sense of somebody consistent and consistently, loving in that fatherly way that I'm super grateful for and have really been able to internalize and keep with me. So I'm thankful for Papa Herb. And I should also pause and thank my dad. I think it's a little easier sometimes to be grandfather than father. I think that requires a lot more challenges emotionally. And so I owe my dad a big thank you, and for all his efforts and the dance that we've had in celebrating life and healing whatever sort of wounds we've collected from our ancestors and working through it. So thank you, Dad, for all you've done. Fatherhood really is a big road to take. It's a relational agreement, maybe even like a soul contract between people, in which the father holds the sacred role of offering this sort of masculine, loving, and creative energy, and agreeing, hopefully, to attune to and foster the life path of another. The other, the one receiving the fatherhood, because we have our fathers that we were, as a child, and then we adopt fathers throughout our lives, and they adopt us, and that's a really beautiful thing too, an important thing. But the other, whoever the child is or receiving the fathering, shows an interest, a hope, an expectation that they will get to be the benefactor of this father's love that is uniquely fatherly. A father has a potential to convey to a child that the universe is safe, loving, and providing, and that child is an important part of the universe. And then the child can internalize these things that they were taught by the father and create a life that reflects those qualities. And it's most ideal situation. The one agreeing to be fathered steps into an intensely vulnerable role, and that the pain and consequences are immense when the father does not meet those relational expectations. Equally, the father also steps into an intensely vulnerable role. In the case of fathering someone from birth especially, the father is agreeing to this relational contract with someone he's never met before, and who will inevitably require him less and less over time. It can be extremely difficult to offer and receive unconditional love without attachment to the outcome of things. And especially just in today's society, where I don't know that we've supported families in general, and supported fatherhood in being the best that I think they can be. It's really easy to fail as a father or as a family. And I say that it's easy to perceive failure, on some level. It's all part of this divine work, but it can be a joyful and painful process along the way. When we're connected to our divine essence and knowing of the divine essence in others, we have more support to sit with this vulnerability of loving so much as can potentially happen in fatherhood. The more we connect to that knowing of ourselves, I believe, the more we have an easier time believing that the love we give is never lost, and the love we receive we're always deserving of. When we lose sight of that divine connection, it seems we have to defend ourselves from the vulnerability of fatherhood or of being fathered. In attempts to ward off this intense vulnerability, fathers can become overbearing, controlling, abandoning, neglectful, or abusive. And the child or adult can become rebellious, clinging, self-forgetting, or self-loathing. There's something about being seen, validated, loved, attuned to, held, protected by someone who carries that father energy that is distinct and important and special. This doesn't mean we all, by the way, that we all have to be heterosexual, cisgendered parents, by the way. Father energy shows up in all sorts of ways, and all sorts of people can channel it for our posterity. And especially in a community or village paradigm, there's just abundant and creative ways to give and receive fathering. The well-being of our society, though, in part at least, depends on the well-being of our fathers. The security of our society is in part dependent on the safeness of our fathers. The capacity of our social systems to hold love and compassion for another is in part dependent on our fathers' ability to hold that love for their family. But this isn't a talk meant to be some kind of edict about what fatherhood should be or shouldn't be. It's more my intention to look at all that fatherhood is and all who fathers are in their current state and all their perceived successes and failures. Because I believe that they're all on that path so they may better know their soul's most divine qualities. And that path is not always easy, and sometimes it is very wonderful. And everything along that path is leading them to that awareness, to their divine essence. So today we honor the souls who have taken up the role of the Father, knowing it is a deeply emotional, spiritual, and human journey. We see you, we know your worth, we see your potential, and we call forward your deepest knowing of yourself and look forward to meeting you in that knowing. And when I say let's celebrate Father's Day, I really mean let's feel deeply and fully all the emotions we have about having a father or being a father, knowing that when we include all of these emotions into our awareness, they'll lead us deeper and deeper into our most essential selves. And as we collectively move towards knowing our essential selves, we elevate the potential of fatherhood and society towards a better future. So thank you, fathers, for your path. We celebrate you.
You got me there, Dan. Yes, and if I haven't said it already, I personally want to thank all the fathers and fathering beings in this room and within the sound of my voice and beyond. This space is in honor of you. Are we ready? Should we bring forward the ushers? And I was supposed to mention earlier and I forgot. In case you've forgotten or you don't know, anyone wearing a stole like this is noting that they are a practitioner with this community and available for treatment immediately following service if you so desire. So we'll be outside, search us out, we're available. Bob.
Hello, everyone. At this time, we're going to take up our offering, and I'd just like everybody to kind of take theirs out and look at it. What are you giving of yourself? And this is just a representation of yourself. And the more you give, the more you receive. It's cliche, but it's absolutely true. And so, as it is, so it is.
Oh.
One, 2, 3, 4.
My friend the communist holds meetings in his RV. I can't afford his gas, so I'm stuck here watching TV. I don't have digital,
point, we have historically done a circle out or just stand in place. If you want to stand up and touch your neighbor, that's great. If you want to stay seated and just soak up the love, that's perfect also. But we're going to do blessed always, so feel free. Stand if you wish. Just sit and receive. Either way. Blessed always. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of love surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in love and say amen.
Happy solstice, happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth. It's so good to see everybody in person and online. And to many more of these Sundays. See you next Sunday.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in love and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in love and say
Warren, Leah, Sandra, anybody want to come sing home with us?
Hey, Michelle, would you like to lead some people in the mother room?
Susan, come drum.
Yeah.
All right.